I would like to share with everyone here with my experience about early advocacy, early assistance, and early monitoring of police cells. This allow me first of all to do a disclaimer. This is not my presentation is not a course. It is just the sharing of experience of my work in Burundi as far as early advocacy is concerned. This is the topic of my brief presentation. It has been quite several times that I and my team have been working with the Burundi National Police, especially to increase representation for the poor detainees, especially children, women, and all the people in Burundi. And through this work, we have observed how early advocacy can help to strengthen access to justice and access to some services that are not widespread as far as especially for the poor detainees. First of all, in this process, I think that as a best practice, anyone should first of all try to understand the criminal justice they are working in. Our criminal justice system can be characterized as a weak criminal justice and in opposition with a strong criminal justice. And these are some of the characters that are main characterizing our justice system, which is prison overpopulation, high rate of pretrial detention, inappropriate juvenile justice, and in a certain way, inexistence of legal aid. And this, knowing this helps on how we can, how lawyers can direct their advocacy at the early stage. Indeed, in our system and in many criminal justice system, you will find mostly that the criminal investigation at the police or the prosecutorial stages is inquisitorial. And this makes sometimes difficult to get information that someone needs or to get access to the client as someone would like. And this may, in a certain way, be a hindering factor to our goal of conducting advocacy. For example, we have been confronted with some responses from the police officers saying that we are still at the stage of collecting information. It is the beginning of the investigation, and we don't know much about the fact. We are still waiting for the witnesses. And before these responses, a defense lawyer can choose to abandon the advocacy or to continue the lobbying or to advocate for the case. With our early advocacy mechanisms, we have got an opportunity to achieve meeting with our client at the critical time, at the early stage of the arrest. And I remember that we did a survey to know the perception of our client, how they feel when they get to meet lawyers at the very beginning stage of the arrest. I should recall that it is mainly the poor detainees who had no means to afford the legal fees that we target, that we reach. And most of them in our survey, they have certified that with early advocacy, with early meeting with a lawyer, they get a sense of security, and they feel confident. The fear, they get out fear in a process, in a system which is viewed as more punitive and more not abiding to respect of the rights of the accused. And this advocacy presents also an opportunity to us as lawyer of conducting independent investigation to better understand the facts around the case. And it gives us an opportunity to also build a relation with the police and the prosecutor. And this is very important at this stage. And we have noted that it helps to increase the effectiveness of the advocacy at the early stage of the criminal process. In fact, we do early advocacy for what? What are the advantages? What is our aim when we are doing early advocacy at the police stage mainly? The view, the global goal is to try to influence positively the criminal justice system around some rights, and I should point out that as far as access to a lawyer is concerned in our system, sometimes even though it is enshrined in our constitution, in practice, access to a lawyer is not always automatic. And at the police stage or prosecutorial stage, it is critical because even the law, they limit the leeway of intervention of a lawyer by sometimes limiting a lawyer to a kind of passive bystander. And it is here that early advocacy can help to build another understanding among the law enforcement agent on the role of a lawyer, and give a kind of active role to a lawyer. And also advocacy, early advocacy helps to prevent some human rights violations, especially torture and violation of time limits that someone has to spend in the police holding cells. And also it helps to avoid unnecessary transfers to prisoners, especially for petty offenses, and sometimes to try to curtail overpopulation of prison facilities. Another goal is that we seek to improve policy, especially legal aid policy, because we believe that the earlier is the access to legal aid, the better will be the outcome. For example, as far as preventing human rights violation is concerned, or mitigating human rights violation, we have met some people who have been tortured, and this is, for example, a case of a person that we met in a police holding cell. He had been tortured, and thanks to our advocacy, we got his immediate release, because first of all, he was wrongfully accused, and this we would not know this if we had not undertook our early advocacy, especially the police holding cells visit, which is a component of our early advocacy mechanism. And thanks to police holding cells and the advocacy before the police authorities, we got this man immediately released. In fact, we combine two tools, and we think that in many areas, these tools can be combined, and they can yield some result, tangible outcomes that, as the one we have been observing in our system. The first one is weekly police cells monitoring visit that are undertaken by lawyers in partnership with police institutions. And after that, we do legal assistance at the police stage. And among these two components of our early advocacy, the first one becomes as the road to preparing legal assistance. And it gives an opportunity to make early contact with the client. Sometimes it can be challenging to meet the client freely, but with the police cells monitoring visit, it becomes easy for our lawyers working in our network to meet easily client. And we also, this allows also a fresh advocacy in the fresh moment of arrest. And most importantly, this gives an opportunity to build a relationship with the police officers. And this is very critical to the success of early advocacy. Also, this allows and give an opportunity to document some of the common violation of human rights for future criminal justice talks. And because after legal assistance and weekly police cells, this gives an opportunity to conduct talks with the police through roundtables, and this allows adoption of some policies, briefs, and change and commitment for future change in our laws and our policies. these are there are some of the tangible outcomes. First of all, there are outcomes that we observe on the side of police holding cells visit. For example, in 10 police cells visit, we have been able to secure immediate release of 44 accused suspects, over 624. And this is not the end, because after this, we undertake early legal assistance, which allows also to get other outcomes, other results that come to make some successes and justify the importance of early advocacy in our system. Among the people that we have been able to help in recently, I can share a case of 19 people who include a child of 16 years old. These people were arrested because they were undertaking an illegal business in the town of Bujumbura, and they have been arrested and put in one of the police holding cells, the main municipal police cells. And thanks to our advocacy, thanks to the relationship we have built with the police, we got immediate release of these persons as a tangible, rapid outcome of the advocacy. So, why do I say that it is important to build a relationship with police authorities? In fact, building police relationship involving police authorities as partner to our advocacy allows to overcome some obstacles, such as the lack of trust that we can face, because relation with the police authority will be a means to build trust and confidence, and to boost access to a client. And this also will be a way to bring the police authority also to monitor their work, to monitor the work that are being done by the agents. And while building a relationship with the police officers, this is what we think, I think may be the ways of building a relationship with police officers. And I think it can be applied even elsewhere. We have been trying these ways, and we saw that it works. The first way to build a relationship with the police officers is finding a way to work with them, a formal way. If, for example, lawyers are working with legal aid organizations, as it is in our case, it is, in my opinion, good to negotiate partnership with the police unit. And I think in the case of China lawyer, it is negotiating the partnership with the public legal services, or any other authorities which oversee the work of judicial police officers. And an MOU will be a way that that will allow fixing some some intervention mechanism and some rights or obligations of the organization. And if it is not in the case of a legal aid organization, I think relationship with the police officers can be also built through the services of bar associations. Uh, in our bar association, for example, we have a legal aid service, and through this service, we can build a relationship with the police. Um, but also, I think that a law firm also can also try to build relation with the police in the same way. And in setting well, there are legal aid clinic. It is also possible to build relationship with the police through an MOU or another agreement. And an agreement, in my opinion, will be a strong basis of collaboration through which one can bring more influence, more advocacy, and forge a strong relationship with the police officers. And the second way to build the relationship would be organizing events and inviting police officers to discussions. And I think this can be achieved, for example, through trainings that allows meeting between police officers and lawyers, or through roundtables. Also, it is important to share the goals, our goals, goals of our organization with the police officers, with the law enforcement agent, because this contributes to building trust, increasing trust. In some areas, let's take, for example, our area, our place, our working place. Human rights difference is a critical issue, and police officers should make sure that the partner that they are working with are trustable partners. And this is why it is very important, in my opinion, to share goals with the law enforcement agent. And the fourth way in which good relationship with the police can be built is attending public events organized by the police, or if invited, official events that involve police officers. And I consider this as important because it is a way that will be a room to building strong social capital bonds with the police officers. And there are other ways that can be exploited to build a good relationship with the police officers. These are just examples. And I will welcome after your suggestion and comment about this. We have also observed that for good relationships with the police officers or prosecutors, it is very important to avoid some practices. Please, when trying to build a strong relationship with the police officers, do not be discouraged at the first instance by the unwillingness to collaborate. Because at the first stage of the collaboration, there is a kind of mistrust, a kind of lack of confidence. And it takes time for police officers to build relationship with external partners, especially lawyers. And Another thing that should be avoided is wasting time of police officer. Um, we have observed that it is good to be on time for an appointment with police officers. And one should avoid unnecessary calls with them. And when addressing them, one should be concise. There is it is a honors on the one who is an honors, or on the one who is seeking partnership, relationship with the police, to prepare the case, to prepare proper preparation before addressing, before contacting the police officers. And another thing to avoid is to break confidence, which is vested in you. When collaboration, relationship has been built with the police officers, it will be a bad practice to disseminate information unless allowed to do so. Because sometimes, as I said before, police officers do not want, they don't have a willing to share information, and much time the case is still new, and they can be prosecuted of if they share information with the external partners. And the last thing I think that anyone who is trying to forge a relationship with the police officers for the sake of early advocacy, another thing to avoid, that should be avoided, is engaging in very complex legal defense. Sometimes judicial police officers, they have not undergone much deep juridical training. If lawyers engage in complex legal defense at the police stage, this can be high technical, perceived as high technical by the police officers, and they can be embarrassed by that, and they can be unwilling to continue partnership or sharing with the lawyer. In a certain way, we should view this role of a lawyer at the police stage either as a right or as a favor, because in our experience we have observed some areas, where the police officer do not want to share much with the lawyers, and in this way it is a matter of negotiation, so that we get this favor of deep collaboration with the police officers. And this is why, as a right, we should yes, construe the text, the criminal laws, and apply them, seek that they are applied, but in a certain way, keep in mind that there are some favors that we need to negotiate. And this is why it is important to apply some skills that I think are very important for better, to achieve a better early advocacy, especially at the police. And in my opinion, it is important to develop negotiation skills. Yes, here, the advocator has to deal with different interests of the victims, and also to deal with the police officer himself. And this is why this is very important to develop negotiation skills. And the lawyer also need to be of such another a nature to be able to build and develop strong interpersonal relationship. And this is where we comes the necessity of building social capital with police officers, police authorities, so that one can achieve the goal of providing successful early advocacy. And more importantly, one need these two skills should be supported by leadership skills, because successful police advocacy is mainly a matter of leadership skills rather than litigation, because we have, for us lawyers, we are mostly litigators. Our work as early advocates, and I should reiterate my pleasure to have been with you, sharing our experience, and I welcome any question or comment from you. Thank you so much for your attention.